Okay, salute. Okay, before we start, just let me tell you what we're gonna do this time. Just a little different, like I said. I want to explain to you here so you're more clear. I'm gonna teach more Tai Chi moves. We've been practicing it. It kind of will be the same moves. But now I'm gonna work on it a little bit more with you. So we're gonna be doing a little more of it. And then also, I'm gonna, because let's say if we're doing the cloud hand, which we'll work on today, it's simple, so everybody can do it on your own. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop myself and go up and put on the gallery view and watch you for a little bit while you're just practicing the circles. So I'm gonna take a look, see how everybody's doing, and then work on it if I see something that we need to work on. So we're gonna do that more. So that would be a nice change. Yeah. So you have to make sure you're ready for it. Make sure whatever you want. But if you don't want me to see you, you can always just turn off your camera, so it doesn't matter. But if your camera is on, I will see you. Yeah, make sure you're dressed. Don't come up to class naked or something like that. Okay, but if you don't want me to see you, you can always just turn off your camera. Let's do the warm-ups first. Begin. Okay, next. Okay, even just doing the first two can really loosen you up, get your body more relaxed and energy moving. After you stand up from breakfast, morning coffee, especially if you've been sitting for a long time. Before you go out, it's something good to do. It takes a couple minutes. Tap the shoulders. Okay. Okay, so next we'll do the cloud hands. So it's different from the Tiger Mountain Qigong, because Tiger Mountain Qigong, we don't shift. But basically it's the same move. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna also shift from side to side as we do the circles. Okay? Okay, let's shift to one side. As you shift the same side, bend the wrist. Right, so you're getting ready, so the arm here is not relaxed. So you gotta round the arm, bend the wrist, and push down with the palm. And as you circle the other hand, again, not just the arm. So the move have to lead into the rest of the body and also internally. So here you should feel like you're pushing down, connecting to the side, one side you're standing on. And then just step out straight. Here the toes should be lined up. And as you shift, now from here, you gotta transfer from the side you're on gradually into the other side. But at this time, or even from the beginning, you should feel energy on both sides. Okay, so not the same energy, one side is pushing and going into the other side. So it's very important to have the energy move continuously in the stance, the same as the arms. I think people tend to think about the arms more. So here, as you go up and down, it starts from the hands that's pushing down. That kind of helps the lift, even though you move at the same time and continuously. So here should be shifting, and also make sure you both hands turn at the same time. So at this time, both hands finish turning, and then just go up and down. Start the circle first, and then shift. A little bit of gathering on the lower arm while the upper arms open up. And then you start to open the lower arm and gather at the top. And feel the energy going through the whole body. Okay, so over here, at the same time while you're doing all this, you want to put some pressure down into the sitting. Okay, so you're not just keeping your knee bent because here the energy is coming up like the knee is opening. You use the hips to push down to make the knees bend. So that's having two different energy. It's not the same as not straightening the knee. So your hands cross the center, but because I'm turning my back, so the hand looks like it's over more. So it's actually more over the knee of the opposite side. Feel the energy opening up. And then gather the lower hand. It's not exactly at the same time. Think about the open first. And then the gather. So just stay focused and keep the speed even and continuously do a few on your own. And now I'm going to go up and take a look. Try to remind yourself of the principles. Make sure you're shifting. Remember, we do the shift. Okay, I'm going to change the gallery view now. Okay, you can kind of stop a little bit, kind of watch me here. So a couple of things. One, again, the energy is always changing. So at the end, like here, you should have a little more energy in the hand. Okay, so even the lower one, because as this one push, this one's are you gathering. So your hands can't be exactly the same throughout the whole circle. That's the same with the energy, the focus, everything is changing. So some of you, I saw your hands are a little too relaxed. Okay, so at the end, you want to feel like you're really pushing something outwards. It doesn't have to be heavy. As long as you think about pushing something, you'll have a little more energy in the hands, and it's more the intent, right? So you have to have the right intent. So push outwards, and then you gathering inward with the same hand, and then just keep it continuous. Yeah. So that's one. We'll go over a couple of them. I'm not going to go over everything I see. Again, this is the time. So as we do it more, I'll talk about it more. And then another one, we talked about this a lot, the shifting. As you shift, you're shifting back and forth, but you're not gathering at the end, right? So you're not just sliding at the same level. There's a change at the end. It's like a gather in the lower body too, right? So here, the legs almost like flexes, so you can't be stiff. Yeah, so that kind of keeps the energy alive. But so we tried this before, exercise before, almost like just bouncing back and forth, right? So here I can't be stiff, I can't be too empty. So I have to have energy, so you can kind of experiment with this. And you can even go a little lower so that we can really feel the sink here. Right? So you gotta have that energy moving in slow motion. Yeah. Then you can really study the energy a lot more clearly, you can do it better. But that's the goal of doing it slow. But the problem is you do it slow, like I mentioned this a lot recently. It's easy to make mistakes too, because like here you have to have the bounce. But doing it slow, people lose that energy, and you can still shift back and forth, especially with the arm and don't have energy. They do Tai Chi, they can still feel very relaxed and maybe feel comfortable. It helps in some ways, but not in every way possible. Yeah. Okay, so let's just focus on those two things and do it a few more times. Okay, we'll just start with the stance open. So, as long as it's wider than your shoulder, you can try to go a little bigger stance if you want to work on your legs, or a little higher and then work on it gradually and try to go lower maybe eventually. We're going to try to go lower this time so you can see. Okay, so circle. Shift. So you can see that this one I didn't shift, so I just started with the basic circle first. So I didn't lean. And then here as I shift, you have to lean a little more too. So one thing about the bigger step here is it almost makes you have to bend the legs, sink a little more here at the end. So it doesn't matter, you take bigger step, bigger than usual or smaller than usual, there's always lessons to be learned. Okay, so while you think about those two things and try to ensure you have the energy correctly, continuous, a little bit of push and gather, and still fingers are open, but no push. Here, push. Open up, going outwards, like you're pushing something out and in a circle. And think of the energy. Sink into the leg. Don't lock. When you lock, again, the energy kind of stop moving. You can't bounce like we did earlier when you just locked. Both hands have energy, both sides, through the whole body should have energy, in fact. Okay, let's end it. Okay, so again, you can also practice more on your own, even just this one exercise, one move is a good exercise, especially if you take a bigger step. Again, it depends what you want to accomplish. If you want to stress the legs, you have the legs strong, take a bigger step. But if you want to feel more be comfortable and feel the connection with a bigger step, you're not as connected with the ground like with the average step, because the feet are too far apart from the body. But again, they all has positive and negatives. Yeah. All right, so let's practice Qigong. So we're going to start with the Qigong.